Latino people, I need you front and center. I'm seeing a lot of you on my FYP and Beyonce's internet crying and boo-hoo talking about you wish you could take your vote back. You thought being racist to other Latino people and black people was going to make you appear to be white.
People are surprised that Latino voted for Trump. Like, didn't our parents come here to give us the American dream? And that's what we're doing, living the American dream. I don't understand why Latinos think we're racist if that's what our parents came here for, to give us the American dream, and we're living the American dream. We're not living the illegals' dream. We're living the American dream. Like, that's why our parents came here, and we were born here and raised as Americans to live the American dream.
Where people's heads at in the fucking comments. Somebody made a comment talking about I see why Michelle Obama stayed away from the inauguration to protect her peace. Why a Hispanic motherfucker felt comfortable to goddamn Hispanic woman felt comfortable to reply to the comment talking about you mean his peace? Oh, so bitch, y'all want to try to talk shit now? I didn't want to make this video. I didn't want to I'm not trying to make a race war or nothing like that. Like, I was just with a Hispanic man. Like, I don't care. People can feel how they feel. You're entitled to feel how you want to feel. But, bitch, I don't know why y'all Hispanics feel like y'all are, like, gold or something. Like, bitch, you're not. You're at the bottom.
They said that the streets of Miami have been empty for the last 3 days.
Hispanic voters broke in a big way for Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean...
Trump all the way.
Are you for Trump?
Absolutely.
So what would you say to someone who says you're Mexican and Trump hates us?
He doesn't hate us. He hates the lawbreakers. He hates the illegals. Don't come here illegally. Welcome. Come. I did. Not illegally.
That's right. I came here.
British people have made it so difficult for one like me to get a job where I'm from.
No puede ser, en serio. Oh my gosh. The Spanish people are not the reason why you're not able to get a job. Y así de punto y listo. Mejor debería dejar el video ahí, pero voy a continuar. First and foremost, thank you for trying to refer us as Hispanics and Latinos por uno. Segundo, todo lo que tú dijiste en ese video estuvo, pero...
Goes in when we standing on business. I'm a big stepper, underground man.
I'm Mexican, and every time I see a Mexican with a white man, I'm like, you get it, girl. You killing racism.
My immigrant mother just called me on the phone innocently asking me if she should start carrying her passport.
Black women, we doing it. Just keep doing it. Just keep being quiet. Just keep being quiet. Just keep being quiet. We are her.
I did it. I sure did. I voted for Trump. And I'm Latina, half Mexican, half Guatemalan. And no, that does not mean that I hate Mexicans, Guatemalans, Latinos, Hispanics. That does not mean I hate immigrants, illegal immigrants. What that means is that I'm for a president that is pro-America, that is for making this place better, because it's shit that obviously was not working for us.
As a Christian Latina, les voy a decir por qué voté for Trump, why I voted for Trump. I'm not a racist nor a white.
Why does the Latino vote differ so much from the black vote?
Because we got our own white people.
Oh.
And people don't understand that we have all, and the assimilation possibility for Latinx, Latina, Latin people is higher. People can come from other parts of Latin America, marry white as like they're told to do, assimilate and assume a white identity that black people cannot escape from. So they will continue to vote in that way because to them that's upward mobility.
You know, this comment is very important, so I need y'all to read this. When the chips are down, you Latinos forget the support from the black folks. And I cannot agree with this creator more. The Latino community and its anti-blackness is strong, and it needs to be expelled from our community. We hate black people within our own communities, where Latinos, and I'm talking to Dominicans right now, my people would say, oh no, I'm not black, I'm black white, or I'm Latino black. Whatever excuse to remove themselves from being African American, US black. The anti-blackness, the colorism in our community is so fucking toxic that is how white supremacists were able to split us up against each other, Latino against Latino, and also Latino against black Americans. And now we're seeing birthright citizenship being taken away, the 1965 Civil Rights Act being attacked. And what a lot of Latinos don't know is that the 1965 Civil Rights Act was also what gave a lot of immigrants like your parents the ability to actually become U.S. citizens. So birthright citizenship, a pathway to a status, was established, was given to us by the hard work of the black community. And when we were beneficiaries of all that great work that they did, what did the Latino community do? Spit in their face by voting for Trump, and now all that hard work is being wiped away. And that's right, Latinos did forget all of the support that black people gave us and helped us get to a place where our great-grandparents and our parents and then the children born today were able to be part of this country. And that's why I'm trying to work harder than ever to do two things. One, expel the anti-blackness in our community, because like I said before, we are black. And also trying to do my best to rebuild between Latinos and black Americans. Is it going to be easy? Hell no. Is there a lot of work to do on our part? Hell yes. But like I've said 1,000 times before, we are stronger together, and we need to stop doing the white supremacist work for them.
In this video, Latinos for Trump regret bitterly voting for Donald Trump, asking black people to unite with them. So during the general elections in the United States of America, about 62% of Latinos casted their vote in favor of Donald Trump, who is now the president of the United States of America. And he has given an executive order for mass deportation to be ruled out. Now, some Latinos have been affected, and this is causing a lot of cry among the Latino community. So let's watch the following video and listen to the reaction of some of the Latinos and black people. Then we'll come back here and discuss further about it. But before we watch the videos, if you haven't yet liked this video, kindly like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Let's watch the video together.
I'm on the Latina side of TikTok. I don't know how I ended up there, but yo hablo español, so it's fine. They are pissed. It is rocking over there. Like, they're really pissed. And I guess it's because of everything that's going on, of course, like rightfully so. But a lot of their influencers that they love have been silent. They've been silent throughout this whole thing. And I'm just kind of like, why now are you calling them out when you should have been calling them out back in election time? But they're calling them out. What got me was one of the girls that they're calling out. I don't remember her name, but apparently she's a large Latino influencer who came over here illegally, right? She came over here illegally. She's talked about it, vlogged about it. Went to the military to get her status. Her dad had cancer, and she was asking like her followers to help donate to his cancer or his medical bills. These influencers love to bang on TikTok, and now she's been fucking silent about everything that's going on. Then there's another woman, Dulce Candy. I remember that name because I'm like, Candy. She also is silent, big influencer, super silent too. But I guess she has come out and said she's sad about like the raids, but has been silent from the very beginning. And I'm just kind of like, y'all, they voted for Trump. That's why they're silent. They voted for Trump. A lot of you did. A lot of you did. 92% was trying to tell y'all. You literally like kind of spit in our faces. And it's like, I'm not surprised that these women are silent because they were probably part of the Latinos for Trump. That's why they're silent. And just cancel them hoes. Fuck them hoes. Cancel them hoes. Fuck them.
Christina! Christina's gone.
Black women, come here. Come here. I see y'all on this app crying and talking about how you feel. I'm having a great time. And let me tell you why I'm having a great time. One, I'm Aquarius moon and I'm a rebel. And this is amazing to me. And I'm a shadow worker. That's the biggest thing. And I know that everything happens for a reason. And when there's opposition, that means something different needs to happen. We've been in this position way too many times, us as a black community, period. We have to do something different. But as black women, like that man who was saying that his mother told him, when you in trouble, run to a black woman. That's because we have been everybody's charging stations. Come to us. We'll help you. We'll pat you on the back. We'll breastfeed your babies because we had to. We'll do this. We're in a healthcare field because we're always taking care of some goddamn body. They want to call us masculine because we had to work ever since this place was taken over. Worry about yourself. Don't listen to what anyone.
And let this presidency be a lesson that when a bitch tell you who the fuck they are, believe them. When they tell you in your face they don't fuck with you, believe them.
Congratulations, y'all got what y'all wanted. I don't want to hear nobody complaining about shit, because I don't give a damn. I don't give a fuck if they shut the whole earth down. Oh, motherfucking well. A hurricane send prayers. Bitch, fuck them prayers. Bitch, I hope the hurricane wash the whole goddamn state away with y'all dumb asses. Y'all getting her talking about y'all vote for Kamala. Y'all knew y'all wasn't voting for her from the first place. Bitch, y'all get to the polls voting for this goddamn orange ass fucking. Who the fuck raised y'all?
I ain't gonna lie to you, black women. Our motto for the next 4 years is, why the fuck you calling us?
And baby, let me say this. When it comes to January 19th, Twiggy Bird, I'm not going no motherfucking where. Y'all gonna have to drag me off this bitch.
And you say that shit like I'm supposed to give a fuck. Like I got a connection to all them other immigrants that's they gotta be known. I'm not black. I can't stand black Americans. Black, you talking about them same immigrants, right? I see talking about Afro, Latinos, Caribbeans, Africans, and I don't give a fuck. Whoever it is, we don't care. I'm standing on business. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Black American culture has been suffering for centuries and nobody gave a fuck. So I don't give a fuck. Keep it. Figure it out, bitch. We tired.
And I speak for every black person when I say this. We ain't got shit to do with it. We ain't got a fuck ass thing to do with it, baby. So while he over there beefing with them cartels, them folks in Mexico, listen, we ain't, the niggas, the black folks, we ain't got shit to do with it.
Before everybody start fear-mongering and losing their fucking mind, just a quick reminder that we are black. We are black.
And just because I didn't address it doesn't mean that I didn't catch it. I see and hear everything that go on around me. Trust and believe I caught it.
No, we're not going to help you. I'm seeing the videos on TikTok of illegal aliens who expect the help and support of foundational Black Americans. Why? Why should we help you? If the tables were turned, you would not help us. You laugh at us. I've seen you at town hall meetings, illegal as hell. Some dude from Guatemala somewhere telling a black woman to her face at a town hall in Chicago that she's lazy and he's gonna take all, they're there to take all their jobs. He said it. You can still find it on YouTube. But now see that President Trump is in there. You need our help. See, this is the problem with Democrats lumping all of us into one big nasty shit soup called BIPOC or people of color. We're not all the same. This is the problem. And this is what happens. I want you all out. I don't care where you're from. This has nothing to do with race. It has to do with money, and it has to do with opportunities for me, for the people who have been here for generations, who have roots in this great nation. You were prioritized over us. Do you know Black home ownership is only at like maybe 44%? The National Association of Realtors published an article in February of 2024, and the headline is Asian and Hispanic home ownership surges to record highs. Interesting. So Asian home ownership in America reached 63.3%. Hispanic home ownership in America reached 52%, while Black Americans lagging behind at 44%. And you need our, we're supposed to help you keep stepping on our heads to get to the top. That's weird. See, how are you doing that? I remember seeing videos of couples who, you know, they have 3 or 4 children. And this one in particular moved into a brand new house in outside of Chicago. Not the hood, not a cramped 2-bedroom apartment. No. We're talking a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house with a nice big backyard in the burbs. Did a ribbon cutting ceremony. The news crew was there. I've watched it. I still have it. I can find it if anybody's interested. So they're getting homes with ITIN numbers because they can't get Social Security numbers. That was a mistake by Bill Clinton back in the early 90s, giving these people ITIN numbers, because now they're getting Social Security benefits that they've never, ever paid into. Their parents never paid into it. They never paid into it. And now they're getting Social Security. And you wonder why it's draining dry. It was in trouble before of being insolvent. Now, who knows? No, we're not going to help you. You guys get home loans. You come here. I have business articles that prove, that show that you people come here because you got a clean credit file. See what I'm saying? You can go to the Small Business Administration. They have a special page set up for you people. They call you undocumented. They have a special page set up for you people to start a business, to get business loans to start your business. Why do you think it's them who have the food trucks all the time? I haven't seen a Black person with a food truck in Denver. It's always a taco truck.
Bitches quick to say they ain't jealous of you because you ain't got nothing for them to be jealous of. But trust me, a smile and a happy heart or burn a hole in a miserable bitch soul. Check.
Everybody take a look at the chart in front of you. I will introduce you to your new mules of justice. Your new mules of justice will be anyone of white, Hispanic, Latino, Asian, or other background. If you have any problems, questions, or concerns, please direct.
As a Latino, I've never been more embarrassed and more disappointed in the Latin community for even voting or thinking of voting for Trump. Voting against your own self-interest is counterproductive. It's insane to me. Like, y'all don't make no sense. What's not clicking? And let's be very serious. Latinos voted for Trump because they want to be as close to whiteness as possible. It's because they're anti-Black. It's because of the internalized racism. It's because of the not even internalized, it's for the outward racism. That's really mainly what it was. And let's not forget the misogyny of it all. Let's not forget that, because one thing a Latina woman is gonna do is gonna put her man, her son, and any male figure in the Latin community up on a pedestal with ease. And that's exactly what the Latino men thrive on.
Did you know that people can admire you and be jealous of you at the same time?
Like, they can admire everything about you, your personality, your character, your vibe, your energy, how people gravitate towards you. And then they can also be jealous of those same exact things. And those two as a combination is scary. Admiration, when somebody admires you, and jealousy, because it normally comes from somebody that's close to you or somebody that you're connected to. So you got to be very, very careful with who you have in your circle, who you're entertaining, and who you're around. Because they'll be the same ones that stick it in, pull it out, wipe the blood off, hide their hand, and smile in your face. People like that don't genuinely support you.
Leave me the hell alone! Leave me alone! Leave me the fuck alone! Leave me 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 alone! Cause I don't wanna. Leave me alone!
And I'm gonna just keep it $1.50. I think Trump hates y'all more than he hates us. And y'all voted for him. And you know who I'm talking to. I mean, shit. What did y'all do to him? Y'all had to do something to that man. He can't stand y'all. And you know who y'all is. Y'all abuelas finna be mad as fuck at y'all.
See, one thing about me is you ain't got to be shady to me twice. Once I have detected shade from you, okay, I distance myself.
I'm convinced the real reason people are so upset that Black people are going to take a step back during the next 4 years is that they're not going to have anybody to argue with. They're not going to have anybody to counter protest against. Do you know what I mean? Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, right? They're not going to have anyone to entertain them. Because if we're actively not engaging, what are they going to do? They're going to have to talk to each other, and that's gross. Also, I think there's another sect of people that are worried that they're not going to be able to learn from us because we're not going to be teaching. We're not going to be giving dissertations on why X, Y, and Z. They're going to have to figure it out themselves because there's so many people on this app that are sponges for Black people, take it in, regurgitate it, and spit it out to everyone else so it's more palatable in their minds, but they're not going to have that. So the fact that Black people are just going to be kind of focusing on themselves and kind of self-reflecting is making people lose their minds. They literally don't know how to act because we've never really been in a society where we haven't seen Black people contribute when it comes to their voice, when it comes to their knowledge, wisdom, and all of that. And now they have to see it, and I think subconsciously they're worried about it. So.
Stop starting shit with quiet people. I'ma say it again. Stop starting shit with quiet people. It's a reason why they quiet. It's a reason why they mind their business. It's a reason why they make their money and go home. It's a reason why they stay in the house. It's a reason why they just don't put themselves in cliques. It's a reason for everything. And y'all still messing with quiet people. Y'all still starting trouble. Y'all still spreading lies about them. Y'all better stop messing with quiet people. Y'all always think that quiet people are suspicious. And they not. But when it comes to whipping your motherfucking ass, ain't nothing suspicious about that. Y'all better leave quiet folks alone. It's like y'all have an issue with a quiet person minding their business. Y'all got an issue with quiet people not involving themselves in your mess. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Quiet people is the coolest ones you will ever meet. But you keep fucking with them, and y'all gonna find out why they really quiet. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger.
Don't be surprised when the deportations happen and you don't hear a huge outcry in the country because Trump ran very clearly on that. They are expecting it.
Every time they see us doing something that makes us like happy, like they have to do it too because they don't know what true happiness is. Because we always look like we just having a good time. I feel like Black people always look like we just having a good time. And they don't understand. They're like, damn, how are y'all always having a good time? Like, y'all supposed to be down. Like, the way we be treating y'all. Like, no, we be finding the funny and everything. We be making up new stuff. We be joking around.
Y'all, I just done picked up my motherfucking landlord, so I don't gotta pay no bills now.
Black folks, on this day, hear me and hear me clearly.
Immigration enforcement raids are initiated across Texas today. We have seen this over the weekend. The Houston DEA, that office sharing these photos today. They say they assisted immigration and customs enforcement agents in enhanced targeted operations in the Houston area. The governor also saying Texas DPS also assisting in these raids. And tonight, Homeland Security spokespersons here in Dallas at the Dallas office confirming raids did happen here in North Texas as well, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Garland, Irving, and other parts of Collin County as well. 84 arrests were made in the metro area today, we're told. Those in custody now being processed for deportation.
She followed up with this picture post of her looking distraught. And she puts up at the top, when my grandma woke me up, she said, just in case if ICE takes me, make sure you don't go down the wrong path and make sure you keep family together. And my grandpa texted me saying, if ICE shows up at my work, take care of your family and don't go the path I took, mija. Los amo a todos. Los amos a todos means I love you all. I know she wasn't talking to the black community when she said that we have to unite. She's talking to the Hispanic community because they do need to unite. Black people tried to tell them before the election. So I know they can't be talking. She can't be talking to black people. This is what we mean when we say that you vote against your own interests. I don't know what it is that you heard that made you think voting for Donald Trump was going to make you safe, because what I heard all throughout the campaign season, I heard Donald Trump repeatedly saying that there will be mass deportations and they will be bloody. And then towards the end of the campaign season, he and Stephen Miller kicked it up a notch and said that the mass deportations would include overturning birthright citizenship. And then they told you that they would get rid of the entire family. They were going after DACA recipients. They told you this before you went into the voting booth to vote against your interest and your family's interest. When you went into the voting booth and voted for Donald Trump, you voted for him to deport your family. These are the consequences of your actions.
This is so crazy that we voted for Trump. We trust him with the word that he promised us Latinos.
And the word that he promised was that he was going to deport you. The coming together to do something about this is called voting, and that happened a couple of months ago on November 5th, and you still decided to walk your Latina ass up in that voting booth and vote for a man that repeatedly told you that he was coming for you to deport you. And at this point, more than anything, I want you to get exactly what you voted for. I want you to feel the powerful consequences of your vote. If they do take your grandma and your grandpa, I want you to know that you did that to them. They got taken away because of you. And for the rest of us as a community, we can never let MAGA voters like her forget how damaging their vote was. We need to constantly remind them. Never let them forget. As far as us getting together to do something about it, I will never in my life trust a Latino for Trump. You're a danger to yourself, you're a danger to your family, and you're a danger to your community. And I want nothing to do with you, and I don't feel sorry for you. I've been getting some comments calling me divisive, saying, right now's not the time for finger pointing. We need to work with Latinos for Trump. Latinos for Trump already divided us when they walked into that voting booth on November 5th and made a conscious decision to sell out their family, to sell out their friends, and to sell out their entire community as a whole to ICE. And for what exactly? A pat on the head from the whites? For white proximity? For white validation? I am not the one causing the division, so don't come here and try to gaslight me. I voted to keep their families safe. I'm not the one who voted to have ICE raids on their families. Latinos for Trump are the ones who voted to have ICE raids on their own families and their own friends and their own community. A majority of Latinos foolishly gave your votes to Trump. And how did Trump thank y'all? By making it his very top priority on day one to deport as many of you, as many of us, as he possibly can. He said, get the fuck out. It doesn't matter if you're illegal or not. It doesn't matter if you're a criminal or not. He wants you out because you're not white.
Amigos, I've been thinking a lot about this, and I know it's going to be controversial, but I'm actually rooting for Latinas and Latinos who voted for Trump. I really am. I really hope that they get everything that they voted for, and I hope that they never forget who they voted for. So when they're waving goodbye to their undocumented partner because they got deported back, I want them to remember who they voted for. When their abuelita needs life-saving care, but there is no Medicaid because it's been slashed to the bone, I want them to remember who they voted for. When they watch their nieces and nephews struggle because birthright citizenship is gone and all of a sudden their family isn't welcome, I want them to remember who they voted for. When they have a child with special needs but there's no funding, no resources, no Department of Education, I want them to remember who they voted for. When all of a sudden their family's neighborhood is targeted with more policing instead of community support, I want them to remember who they voted for. When there's no money for your family but a whole bunch for billionaires, I want them to remember who they voted for. When environmental protections vanish and the air is so disgustingly polluted that their kids develop asthma or something similar, I want them to remember who they voted for. When discrimination increases and they are harassed incessantly because they will never be white, I want them to remember who they voted for. Call me petty, but sometimes getting exactly what you voted for is the only way to understand it.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Because remember we had told y'all that it was going to happen. Remember we were telling y'all that they didn't want y'all here, and we did? Remember we were telling y'all that voting for Harris wasn't going to really be in our best interest or protect them? Remember we had told you that it wasn't a selfish decision, but voting for Harris or Biden would have been ensuring that all communities were safer? Remember we had told you, because we were trying to come together. Remember, we was trying to come together, right? And then y'all said, no, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all, little darks. Remember that? You remember that? Surely I wish it hadn't come to this, but I'm finding it hard to find a lick of sympathy for people who disrespected the fuck out of us because we were trying to say, hey, don't let leopards eat your face. But here you go. Okay. Come together my ass.
Oh, and black women, I bet not catch you marching for nobody in the streets these next 4 years unless it's for another black woman. You better not take that cape off. I know we have a problem with just letting things be. When we see a problem, we got to solve it. We got to help everybody because that's what we have been trained and ingrained to do. Lay down. Rest. Let it burn. Let it go. Stop fighting. Because we put in the work. We've always been on the right side of history. We've been putting in the work since before we were even seen as humans. Let it go. Let it burn. Let them see. Because we've been saying it for years. Let them see. You better go lay down and relax. Let it go. Let it go.
Anybody that's not within that circle does not get the opportunity, even if they want it. I'll tell you this. Minorities will work any job if it's available for them. But I remember when they wouldn't give me a job when I was in California because I didn't speak Spanish. They wouldn't rent an apartment to me because I was not Hispanic. I would have to send in a friend to go in and say, hey.
Wow.
I sent in a friend who was Latino who would go in there and then they say, yes, we have apartments available. But when I went in, they said, we don't have any.
Interesting.
And this happened.
You see the prejudice?
Countless
But this
times.
is human nature, right?
It was, even in the college. When I went to, I applied for San Diego State and the community college there in Chula Vista. They gave me a hard time. I had to go to Miramar, where the population was more Caucasian, Asian, to be able to get in, even though I was actually a honor student. Each time they had more barriers to stop me from being able to get in.
But this is human nature,
so they create
right?
that.
This is human nature, how human nature works. And this is why I'm saying white Americans and black Americans matter, because they've been in the country longest. So these other groups that have just come subsequent to the 1964 Immigration Act, they're trying to get their foothold in America. But black Americans and white Americans should be priority, because we've been here since the 1600s, since its founding. We should be priority. Yeah, you can get your group thing going, but this is human nature, okay? But it's about heritage. It's about how long we've been in the country, and we are the descendants of the ancestors who's been here since the founding of America. We should not be second rate. We should not be second class citizens, because our ancestors paid the price already to help build America. Am I right?
And this is, and again, you know, it's sad that we have to go back 100 years to find the leaders, but this is what the black editors and you read what they said, and they said,
is so that they can swap out black people for brown. They believe that they're put there deliberately to take those jobs. Low industry, low skilled jobs that are historically held by African American males. They believe that they're there to displace them so that they don't have economic power, so they can be pushed back. Second, they believe that they're there so that they can take control of their community. I hear from leaders in black urban communities that bid you, don't lean right, are saying to me that they're meeting with people and they're seeing these immigrants in their community actually recruiting members to be gang members. Why? Because they want to take control of the community. They believe that there's a plot to make sure that there is no black ownership of businesses, of housing, because they have deliberately planted all of the illegal immigrants purposely in minority communities to sow discourse. The last thing that I would hate to say, but it's true, is that they believe that the left is deliberately setting up a scenario where there's going to be a racial war not between black and white, but between black and brown. The fact that the majority of the illegal immigrants that you've seen in the last year are actually male, military age individuals. A lot of those individuals have been incarcerated, gang members, all of these situations. That we have a community that the Biden, I call him Lock 'em Up Joe, right? He didn't just take fathers out of constant states of survival so that they can control. Don't always think because they said, oh, we're going to, give you this great mass immigration that is going to help you. No, they know that that's going to immediately cause chaos in the community. It's immediately cause trauma for families, for individuals trying to figure out who they are and how they build their way up. They did this with that in mind to make sure that these communities never thrive.
Right.
You don't get individuals with policies that's supposed to be a war on poverty where 60 years, there's more of it.
Right.
Poverty won.
So
right.
It's not the war. I say it's not the war against poverty, it's the war for poverty.
Right.
We need to always be figuring out another way to make sure that if they get two steps forward is one step backwards.
Exactly.
So all of a sudden now, you don't have Black ownership in Black communities.
Right.
They own nothing. And what I tell white Americans is, don't worry about it because it's coming to a neighborhood near you.
Yep.
We were the incubators and it worked. And then now they're going to spread it out to everybody. They use the narratives of if you say something or speak up, then somehow you're destroying democracy or you're racist or something like that. You know what? I don't worry about what people say to me in words. I want to see results.
Right.
I want to see outcomes. I would rather have a guy sit there and say he don't like me personally. And you know what? It's a lot of people I don't like personally. So what? But at the end of the day, what have you done for me economically lately? And the answer is, when you look at it, if you look at the amount of mass immigration happening in minority communities, there's a indirect correlation in the amount of crime because
they got here, they had huge problems answering to women in the workplace, especially Black women, that they resented that so badly, as does the Latino female community. They resent having to answer to Black women. So voting for Trump, their thought process for voting for Trump was to put Black women in their place. To put Black women in their place and humble us, they decided to vote for Trump. Well, here's the backlash part of it. How do you feel now? Do you feel we're in our place now? Or are you too busy running and hiding? Backlash. Your evil doing that was meant for evil toward the Black women, it was done towards you. Who's humble now? Oh, we expect to come down the pipe what's coming for us, but who's humble now? And the woman also said that we needed to be careful, more careful about who we allow into this country and their mindset. Because we're letting people in this country that has the same mindset as these countries where women have no power, they have no voice, and they should be just subservient servants. Women should be seen and not heard type of environment. And we're letting these people come in, and the first time they're asked who they're going to vote for, the first person to come out their mouth is Trump. So we're allowing them to come over here with their backwards thinking, with their backwards culture, and it's impacting our lives. So they're coming over here for a better life, but they want to ruin ours. Stay where you are with that thinking. Stay where you are. If you have a problem with women, especially Black women, having to report to them or having to listen to them, stay where you are. There are none over there. Why are you here? Why didn't you stay where you were if that's the type of environment you wanted to be involved in? Stay there. Don't come over here. But you want to come over here for the benefits that you get. At the same time, you want to come over here and push Black people back. Again, why are we letting them in here? If this is the mindset they bringing in here, why? And this was from one of their own. And if anybody prosperous as other people in this country, the government aid, equal rights opportunity, they came through us. They came through our blood. They came through our people being hosed with being set the water hose on. They came from our people being burnt out, hung. That came from us. And because you know nothing about this country and nothing of the true history of this country, you come over here with your mentality where you are from, that women need to answer to you, that women are lower than you. Take your butt back over there. We don't need that over here. We don't need it over here. We have enough things to deal with than stupid male chauvinists. But you know what? It's got you where you are now. So maybe you did the job for us. Maybe you got rid of yourselves for us. But when I keep hearing stories like these and testimonies of people sharing their stories and sharing their voices, I have more and more of a hard time showing any empathy. Why should I when my demise was your agenda? And you come over here with that. Put black women in their place. And it costs you everything. Your hatred for black women cost you everything. And we still here. We still here. We've withdrawn. We stepped back, but we still here. Where are you? You be sure to have that thought on your way back, okay? Safe travels.
This next order relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
Yeah, that's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one.
What about that one? That one is likely to be passed.
Could be. African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You know, you're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get, you built the nation. We all built it, but you were such a massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense? Right? But through generations of blood, sweat, and tears, and you deserve a government that defends your interests, protects your families, and cares for our own citizens first. My administration is fighting with everyone and all our heart to reverse the pain inflicted by Democrat leaders and to deliver hope and opportunity and prosperity for all Americans, but for African American communities all throughout our land. To come into our country by airplane or charging across the borders from all over the world and think they're going to become citizens. It's not meant for that. It wasn't meant for that. And hopefully at some point the courts will understand that without having to go through a whole big deal. This was meant for the children of slaves. And look at the timing of it and you'll see. And I hope judges will understand that. And it has to stop.
We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it.
About that when Trump becomes president, he's deporting all of them.
Welcome back. So in this video, we see Latinos crying bitterly because they regret voting for Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump, in his manifesto, clearly stated that there will be mass deportation when he wins power and becomes the president of the United States of America. Now, during his inaugural ceremony, he signed a lot of executive orders, which included mass deportation of illegal immigrants. And a lot of people have been deported to their various country of origins. Now, some Latinos have been affected, and this is causing a lot of the Latino people in the Latino community to regret voting for Trump, because about 62% of Latinos voted in favor of Donald Trump because they believed in his policies. And if you believe in his policy, mass deportation was one of the policies that he presented that made a lot of sense to the voters who voted in his favor. So if you have voted for him to execute mass deportation, I am asking, who were you thinking that this mass deportation was going to affect? Were they thinking it was going to be only black people who will be affected by this mass deportation? That is something that I ask, because about 62% voted in favor of Trump, Whereas looking at the black community, about 91% voted against Donald Trump, that is in favor of Kamala Harris. So the mass deportation policy has been rolled out, and the ICE, which is tagged to carry out this mass deportation, are doing an excellent job in the interim. They are really working very hard because thousands of immigrants, illegal immigrants, have been deported to their various countries of origin, and Latinos have been affected. So they are crying out loud. Always black people warn the other communities about some of these policies, which in the long run will affect all of them, but they do not listen. Perhaps they may be thinking that the black community will be the most affected. So that is why they normally vote in favor of such policies in order to punish the black community. But later on, it backfires, and then they are also affected in the long run. So it turned out to be that they were shooting themselves in the foot. And this has happened this way. And some of them have regretted voting for Donald Trump. This particular lady, for instance, is crying out bitterly. And I believe there are a lot of them who have also faced these consequences but have not even been able to come out to talk about it on the social media. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and your family on other social media platforms like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and other social media platforms. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just click the subscribe button down here. Click on the subscribe button. Click also on the notification bell. And I'd like to see you again in my next video.